Hello, hello. Welcome to day 4 in our 5-part series on how to reduce overwhelm, starting with today. So, if you haven't caught day 1, 2, and 3, you can always head to your feed and check out the replays. But today we're really going to be talking all about gratitude, which is extremely fitting because November is actually National Gratitude Month, which I did not know. I mean, I knew that in the States we celebrate Thanksgiving, which is all about gratitude, but I didn't realize there was actually a national month dedicated to gratitude, which I think is fabulous. Before I go any further, I'm Casey Rossi, a mindset and leadership coach, and I help CEOs, leaders, and entrepreneurs really attain holistic wealth, which is going into all aspects of our physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, connection, and collective sides of how we feel abundant and fulfilled. And this week, I really wanted to dive into overwhelm because I know that, especially this time of the year, we can feel buried, we can feel behind the 8 ball, we can just feel really overwhelmed, just a tremendous amount of things on our plates. Typically, when we experience something out of balance, it really doesn't matter what it is. It is usually a vice of excessiveness or a vice of deficiency. So, in the first couple of days, we subtracted things. In day 1, we talked about what we could stop doing in our day. One thing that we could stop doing in our day that would improve our well being and help move towards that feeling of freedom and breath and the opposite of overwhelm. In day 2, we also talked about subtracting something. We talked about creating a to don't list. So you can check out those replays. In day 3, we actually added something. That was one of my favorite things, and that was adding boundaries and getting very clear on how the things we do say yes to line up to our wildly important goals. Today, we are also going to be adding something because a big part of overwhelm is a deficiency of gratitude. So today is the perfect day to dive into this because it is Thanksgiving here, November 25th. So for those of you who celebrate, for my friends in the US, happy Thanksgiving to you. This is the perfect time to talk about adding in this practice of gratitude and being so clear about what we're thankful for. I also want to pause here because there are, I think, a lot of people that are suffering, that have had a lot of struggles and challenges this year and last year. And sometimes it's difficult to even cultivate gratitude. It may sound awesome for someone else. It may sound woo. It may sound airy fairy. And I just want to say that there is always something to be grateful for. And this is where we can really start to shift our mindset and also look at the positivity of overwhelm. Now, you may be saying, Casey, oh my gosh, I don't think there's anything positive about overwhelm. But I'm going to invite you to look at the other side of it, because when you look at the definition of overwhelm, what comes up is overcome with emotion. So we can have an overcome of emotion that's stress, anxiety, and negativity. And of course, yes, we don't want that. That's why I'm doing this series on how to reduce those feelings of negative overwhelm. However, if there is black, there's always white. There is always the flip. There is always the other side of the coin. We have an opportunity to look at it with a different perspective, with changing our own personal view and also our worldview. So the flip of being overcome with emotion is positive emotion, emotion of joy, emotion of fulfillment, abundance, emotion of gratitude. And so that's what we're really going to be looking at today. And going back to, there's always something to celebrate. If you're having a hard time of being really grateful, if you're alone on this holiday, if you lost a family member or a pet, I lost a pet just about a month ago. And so sometimes when we're in loss and transition, it's difficult to cultivate those feelings of gratitude. If that's you, or if you find yourself falling into that, I invite you to really break it down to the smallest thing that you can notice in your life that you do find positive, that you do have a bit of joy in, that you can cultivate or even amp up those feelings of gratitude. I like to look at them or think of them as micro blessings. And it could be something as simple as the softness of your blanket in the morning, right? Express gratitude to that. Feel this amped up feeling of being grateful that you are warm, that you actually had a bed to sleep in, that you have a roof over your head, that you have a meal that you can partake in or share with others. And the more that you start noticing these micro blessings, the more you're actually going to be programming your reticular activating system, known as your RAS, to look for other good feeling thoughts and emotions, to look for other positive micro blessings. And you can literally make a game of it. What else can I notice today that I'm really grateful for? Maybe it's the silence. Maybe it's the trees. Maybe it's having a washing machine to make your clothes fresh and clean. Like, you will really start to shift that maybe doldrum feeling that felt like maybe you couldn't get out of, or felt like you were stuck, or felt like you were in this comparison mode of, wow, other people have XYZ, or maybe I'm not experiencing my true desires right now in this moment. You're going to be able to flip a switch by cultivating gratitude with this micro blessing focus. Just, what can I look for next? What can I look for next? Maybe it is a smile in your child's face. Maybe it's a new recipe. Maybe it's getting something in the mail, like a handwritten card for someone. Or maybe you can actually create a do good experience by being that one that sends a thoughtful card in the mail or a sweet audio clip on text, because science has actually shown it is kind of the trifecta of gratitude. And I'll explain what that means. It can be experienced in three ways. We actually raise our happiness quotient when we do a positive act. Awesome. We also get it raised when someone does a positive act or an act of generosity towards us. But the coolest thing is that a witnesser who experiences a positive act, either coming or going, also gets that increased level of happiness. So it has this tremendous power to have a positive ripple effect, not only if we are the do-gooder, if we receive something good, or if somebody actually witnesses an act of kindness. So that's really exciting. I myself have found a lot of peace in having a daily gratitude practice, and it can be as quick as 30 seconds or 1 minute. You don't have to take hours to journal your hand off in order to experience positivity. And there was actually a study I wanted to share with you. It was a study that showed 5 minutes a day of daily gratitude increased long-term well-being across the board by 10%. So if you're a metrics lover like I am, I love to see data and analytics. That really is tremendous because, one, it's free. Two, we have the power to cultivate it. Three, we can create a daily habit so we can continue to amp up our happiness quotient and contribute to that 10% of overall well-being. That's pretty exciting. So my question is to you, how can you look for and or create micro blessings in your life to add gratitude, which is contributing to not only overall well-being, but it's contributing to what we're focused on this week, which is reducing overwhelm. And it's something that we can start today. So I'm really curious. One, do you already have a gratitude practice in place? If so, DM me, let me know, or drop a comment in the feed, because this is, again, how we can increase and motivate and inspires others to do the same, knowing that we're not only going to feel better on a daily basis, but it has the power to let other people in and improve that positivity and have them feel better as well. Super, super exciting. That's what I wanted to share with you today on day 4. I've got several recipes waiting for me to brew them up because I'm heading over to my brother's for a big Thanksgiving feast to celebrate the holiday with my big Italian family. I hope whatever you choose to do today, whether you're in the States or in Canada or wherever you are watching this, that it puts a smile on your face. Until tomorrow, my friends, where we talk about our fifth tip on how to reduce overwhelm, please breathe joy.